Today we're going to look into how to draw glass. We're going to start with seeing the glass, and in the middle of the process we're going to forget there's a glass. And then later on we're going to bring the glass back. Sounds complicated, right? Okay, so first thing, we're going to pretend the glass is a solid object. So let's think about where we're going to put that. Like I put that over here at the bottom of the glass, a little bit like an oval shape over here, and just play. And lots of people, even they have the freedom to play, and they're afraid to play. It's kind of, oh, am I going to play? And it's going to make the paper dirty. Okay, just have fun playing it. So think about how big that you want it to be and what you're going to include. I'm going to include the catch the shadow. Over here, see the catch the shadow from the glass. Okay, from this glass vase. Okay, this is pretty good. And I'm thinking about the front over here. I have a little fold coming over. And on the back over here, something flow coming up like that. And some of the shadow over here. To see how much you want to include, how you're going to use the paper. And I'm thinking about, I'm going to move it a little bit lower. So it looks like a little bit almost to get to the top. So I'm going to have this a little bit lower. I'm going to have the top a little bit lower. So this, you can do that at the beginning when you're playing. Okay, playing is very important time. Okay, like that. So I'm going to do a little bit like that. That's coming down over here. That's good. That has be the shape, and we're going to do measurements. Okay, like that. Now after you have this object over here, and the next thing I want you to set the center line. It's very important. Center line help you to see better, right? So let's see right in the middle over here. I'm going to draw the center line coming down. You don't have to draw really dark the center line, because at the end we're going to erase the center line. So we just draw a vertical line, just call it a prompt line, all the way to the top, from the top to all the way to the bottom. So it helps us to see the left to right, left and right, the point need to be reflected. Right. This is good. Now we're going to take a look at, is that want to be this much on the left hand side, this much on the right hand side, or do we want that way? Or do you want to change it? This is the time you change anything you want to change in the composition, the position of the object. I want you to think a little bit more, okay? Don't skip this part. Okay, I say this is pretty good because of this I have cast shadow. I'm going to leave a little bit room on the right hand side. All right, so something we can say that's for sure. The top is there, right? From what we are playing. And the bottom would be here. And last week we already talked about measuring the width compared to the height. Now I also want you to compare. Okay, I'm going to use a pencil over here. I'm going to comparing and take a look at the whole height from the top to the bottom. Okay, like that. And keep it vertical, like that. That's good. Now I'm going to rotate it. Wow, that's pretty good. The width over here is just a little bit smaller than half of the height. That's good enough. You don't have to get all the way, but you have to measure at some point, which is, this is the point. Okay, now we're going to draw a little bit outside. It's easier to see. Okay, draw a little bit outside over here. Don't try to mark the point, because so much distraction. So we want to take a look, half, right? This is the half. And you can measure it. Is that really half? Okay, that's good. Thank God. The pencil. That's perfect, right? So half, a little bit less than half. Okay, you're going to double check. Is that a little bit, there's a little bit more, a little bit less? Is it, this is the right little less? And you're going to compare that on the object. If that is the case, you're going to take this part. That's good. And then rotate it. And that is, make sure this is the center, right? The center right over here. This is good. Right over here. That means the left side is here. The right side is right over here. So this is good. This is almost like a parallel line on the left and the right. At the top have a little bit more. The bottom have a little bit smaller. Like that. There you go. So the width is already proportional to the height. If you're feeling a little bit difficult for me to comprehend, in that case, slow down. Go back to the last weeks and do more measurement. Okay, step by step. Now the next thing we're going to decide on, from the top over here to the bottom, how can I divide the height? How much is the top oval? How much is the bottom? I have to think. And I'm going to think about this oval almost the same as the top, just a little bit more than the top. Then I'm going to take a look. I'm going to use the little check over here too. And I think, wow, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I do 6, and the top have a little bit less than 1/6. Okay, let me show you. From the top over here, I do the 6. So we already know that middle over here, move it over, right? Middle over here, I'm gonna do that 3. Pretty good. Use the 2 finger. Okay. And this is good. Like that. Now we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The top a little bit less than 1/6. And the bottom just 1 out of 6. Okay. And from here all the way to the top, this takes 1, 2, 3, 4, and right in the middle. I'm sure if you give it a little bit more time, you can figure it out. And the point is here, this is an important step. No matter how busy you are, if you want to finish the artwork, you need to give it the time, the dedicated time to work on it, okay? And I know it's just lots of people say, I'll try to save time because I have a lot of things other things to do. And everything, you need to plan your time. You don't want to just, no, not do it properly. Okay, everything needs to be, give it enough time. Now let's have it up over here. I'm going to see that it's only get out here. From here, going up, like this angle, is going to only get up here. On this side, and going up a little bit like this, only over here. So this is good. Also, from the center line, the left and the right is the same. So how you can draw the oval shape? It's pretty easy. It's just draw a rectangle shape. Okay, draw the rectangle shape. Here you go, like that. Okay, see it? There's a rectangle shape. And what next you're going to do, find the middle point. Find the middle point over here. When you draw this, I want you to draw a little bit slower, or we use the dotted line, a little bit like that. From here, a little bit slower, okay? Don't try to connect everything at once. Just, I think this is a little bit slower, and like this. Come to the middle point, like that. Right? And use the dotted line. There's a little bit turning a little bit quicker over here, and there's a little bit slower. Okay, slower, that means a little bit slower, like that. Okay, put the dotted line, and we're going to connect the dotted line, become a straight line. Oh no, become a smooth line. Sorry. Now they're straight. Now you got the oval shape. Right, this is good, and you can soften both sides. That will be fine. Don't worry. And we're gonna, after we're drawing lots of things, those lines will disappear. They're very soft. I'm gonna draw a little straight line. Now you see from here, a little bit soft, a little bit curved, come a little slowly. See that? We're gonna do inch by inch. And coming to over here, look again, 1 inch at a time. Now start going toward the center. That's good. Right there. And coming on this side, the same thing. Right? Inch by inch. That's good. Coming a little bit. Look carefully. A little bit carefully. That's good. Start curving in. Look again. That's good. Coming a little bit closer. Right in the middle. Perfect. Now take a look at the bottom. This is almost coming, if you're coming from this angle, coming straight, that will be the width of the bottom. You can use the angular measurement. You can see that it's got a little bit narrower than the width over here. And we can do that, the same thing. If you want to draw the midline from the left to the right, like that. And here you go. Look at it again. A little bit curve. Use the dotted line. Okay, here we go. Like this. That's good. All right, that's very good. Now we got the bottom. And the middle over here, I think this is about a little bit less than 1/5. If you divide that, that's just 1. That's both have 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right in the middle over here, there is a little bit more at the bottom, a little bit more than 1/5. The top a little bit smaller, like that. And right in the middle, right here. Stop that right in the middle, right there. Now we have the thing in the middle. And to see how the center line really help us to guide us to see left and right the same. Okay, that's just good. The glass vase is already there. Now what I want to do, I want to see that the bottom over here, a little bit half, a little bit less than half. Actually, this has objects inside. A little bit less than half. That's over here. Leave a little gap. That's an apple over here. The apple almost start from the middle line, right? Start over here, coming out like this. That's an apple. That's just good. Now let's take a look at the leaf over here, the other things, and put that over here. And here you go, like that, a little bit coming over, and then see a little bit over lighter shape over here. Okay, here we go. Have a little bit shape coming into over here. So take your time. You'll be able to getting all those shape, all the line over here. And I'm gonna have here coming up. That's good. Look at the angle. Need to come up a little bit more like this. And those will be very interesting to look at. That's good. All right, that's just good. After we take care of those rough drawing, I'm going to coming over here to see the table is not flat, a little curve like that, a little shape for the glass to catch the shadow of the glass, and the middle over here have a little bit more solid. Okay, a little bit solid right there, have the shadow shape. All right, now this is the part we already drew. Make it look like the glass. Think about it as the glass. Think about it as a glass is there, but we draw it like a solid. Okay, and the next thing we are going to draw it like we ignore the glass. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a look at this big giant line charcoal stick. Okay, here we go. Now I'm going to draw the shape without thinking about there's the glass over here. Okay, have a little bit shape over here that's a little bit darker over here. That's good. And even that, the light shape have a little bit toner and have a little bit fold and coming over there. Okay, here we go. And there's a little bit light and have a little fold coming over here. And since it's the object in the background, we don't have to draw too much detail, too clear. Now I'm going to come over here and see a little bit cast the shadow from the middle over here, coming over a little bit darker. Here you go, a little bit darker over here. And I can squint my eye, you can see actually here also a little bit darker. There's an apple. The leaf over here partially a little bit darker. Okay, a little bit shadow over here, like that, bottom over here. And have some catch the shadow, a little bit darker over here. And seeing the shape of those movement. That's just good. And I'm going to see a little bit catch the shadow on the table. Okay. There's just too much texture. I think the texture is going to be distracting us from seeing things. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to use my hand. Here you go. Now, going through this, softening a little bit, softening. So remove the gray texture. If the texture too much, it's not going to be seeing the thing we want us to look at. Okay, here you go. Just use the hand. Here you go. Now this is good. The front over here, I'm going to have a little bit more clear texture because this is the foreground. We want the people look a little bit more. Now we come back over here, and this is also dark. I'm going to softening that. That's just good, like that. So very much, except it's still a very soft outline for the vase, and the vase doesn't really actually exist almost. Okay, that's just good. Now I'm going to come into do a little bit adjustment, like over here, and seeing the fold. Come a little bit down over here, but I don't want it to be too light. Here you go, like that. Here you go, that's good. A little bit lighter, coming down, like that. A little bit later, coming up over here. That's just good. A little bit lighter, coming up like that. Okay, that's just good. I think that's just need to be lighter because the light going from here through this, we see this side also a little bit lighter. So what I want to do, I want to make this lift up a little bit lighter over here. And I'm going to take a look. And right coming all the way to the outside of the glass. Okay, here you go. Coming down over here. Can you see that? There's a little bit later. If you're standing in the same angle as me, you can see that. Here you go. Like that. That's good. Whoa, look at that. Pretty cool, huh? Okay. Now at the front over here, I also going to do a little bit lifting for a little light shape. Okay. Right here, you can add a little light shape of the tablecloth. Okay, like that. Okay. That's just good. that a little bit sharper. Here you go, a little bit lighter. Okay, that's good. Okay, a little bit light over here too. Use the eraser. Unless you are told, don't use the eraser for a purpose of the exercise. Okay, here you go. That, a little bit light. I think this is pretty good so far. Now, the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna describe the things inside of the glass, and then we're going to make the glass looks it's there, but however it's translucent. Right. All right, here's just what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use, which is I don't have much to use. Okay, here we go. Now I'm gonna take a look at the apple over here. There's a little bit darker. Here you go. That's a little bit darker. And I have a little bit catch the shadow of the leaf. And coming around over here on this side. And you can see this side is the shadow side of the apple. Now I'm gonna make that a little bit darker and this shape. Like that, this is good. Have some shadow over here. You can softening a little bit, make it a little bit softer. That will be fine. And think about the leaf over here. Just don't worry about the light shape. Worry about the shadow shape first. Okay, like that. Look at the shadow shape. Shadow shape. A little shadow shape. Also a little shadow shape over here. I can make this side a little bit softer. Okay, I'm going to use the eraser to make the light shape to stand out. Okay, here you go. Yes, here we go. Seeing a little bit shape, darker shape over there. That's just good. And here, a little bit shadow, a little bit darker. Okay, this is a little bit darker. Shape like that, that's just good. Right, that's just pretty good. And now I'm going to draw, there's a line coming up over here. Coming up, here you go. And then seeing some shadow of the smaller shape. So it's a little bit smaller line like this. Okay, again, don't worry about the light shape. Just put the pay attention fully to the darker shape. Okay, I also see there's just the catch the shadow on top of the apple. Can you see that? That's just good. Now I'm going to use the magic of the eraser. Okay, the bottom over here, I see a little line going through it. Just seeing the shape. Don't worry about the object. Yes, if you get the shape correct, the object will show. Okay, that's good. A little bit on this side. Also a little bit darker, seeing the little bit shape on this side coming over. That's good. Okay, the bottom over here. See the bottom shape. A few more lines like that. Okay, getting there. Okay, that's good. Now let's do a little bit more before we use the eraser. Keep going with doing the shadow shape. This is good. A little bit more. Shape like that. So if you can see shape, light shape, dark shape, which is what we're talking about this week, is see the lighting, the value contrast. Okay, this is good. And have this catch the shadow coming around over here, and we can see that the other side. Okay, the other side of the base over here, a little bit darker, coming over here, and see the thickness of the bottom over here. Also seeing there's a little thickness of this line. That's just good. Like the base over here, that's just good. But also in here, it's not that light, so I'm gonna actually borrow a little charcoal and coming over here, to put it on. Make a little bit softer, a little bit darker. Can you see that? That's a little bit darker. You can apply a little bit more charcoal to it, and then softening this. Okay, that's good. That's great. Getting there. All right, now I'm going to come back to the top over here. We can see the edge of this. Also a little bit darker. I'm going to see that. Where is it? Okay, remember we draw that a moment ago. Okay, look again. The edge has a little bit darker line. Okay, getting there. And then also over here, you still see a little bit darker line? This is good. We're going to keep that a little turning over. Okay, in the middle, still see a little line. Like that. That's pretty good. Over here. That's good. I think that is a little bit too low. I'm going to have it a little bit higher. That's good. Like that. So keep that a little bit soft. Now on the side over here, I see a little line, a little bit darker line. Okay, here we go. Coming down over here. Like that. Here you go. A little bit. Shading. Coming down a little bit. See a little bit shading line coming over. And take a look on this side, it's not much. Actually, over here it's a little bit lighter. Okay, so far, so good. I'm going to start using the eraser. Now, here we go. Now, let's focus on the object in the middle over here. I can see this. There's a light shape, the light object, right here. You see that? A little bit lighter. That's the shape of that. A little bit shape over here. A little shape like that. And the bottom over here, right below it, have a little shape right here. You see it? That's good. Right? Cool, huh? Now I'm going to tap on it and make that a little transition. Just tap on it. That's mine charcoal. It's very easy to lose. Keep that. And I'm going to see a little highlight of the apple. A little highlight. Okay, a little light on this side too. Like that. That's good. Now I'm going to draw a little bit light shape. Okay, if you need the other hand to help you, just use this hand to support it. Okay, draw a little white line. Aha! You see that? Not that hard. You have to trust yourself. You can do it. And the top over here. And there you go. See a little light shape over here. Well, you have to be patient though. It's not difficult. You first have to go through this step by step, and then you're feeling you're having fun, so that you can be patient and get yourself into it and have fun with this. This is good. A little bit sharper over here, so you see this, the shadow shape. A little bit more clear. Oh wow, looks pretty nice. And then on the outside over here, now I'm going to make this a little bit lighter. You see that light shape coming from here. If you see exactly how I see it from this angle, you see the same thing. That's pretty good. And the top over here, you see a little bit light shape. I'm using this hand to support it. Not very light. Just a little bit light, so control how much you erase. On this side too, I'm going to see a little light shape. Seeing that? Just look and draw. and a little line over here. Aha! It's gradually, it look like a glass. I'm gonna over here, I'm gonna clean that up a little bit to make the contour of the shape better. Okay, that's just good. I'm gonna soften that a little bit into the background. Okay, this is good. Getting there. And the bottom over here, we can see a little bit light shape that's very, very light at the corner. Okay, mold the nitty eraser, okay, into a small shape. Here we go. There's the reflection. Like that. Ooh, I really enjoy doing this. And have a little bit light shape over here too, coming over. That's how you draw the glass. It just draw the light and dark shape, right? It's pretty simple. I'm gonna have a little bit light shape over here too, going through that. Ooh. And also see on the outside, I see a little bit light shape over here. That's good. And the edge over here, I see a little light shape. Like that. I can see a little light shape on this side. Okay. I always believe that as my drawing process, eraser is not the correct mistake. It is a drawing tool. It draws the light shape. Now this is good. Let's finish it. Now coming to the top over here, we actually see a little light line right here. I'm gonna look at that, so you can do it just once. You don't have to do it twice. Okay, that's good. And the front over here, I think this is pretty good already. I see a little light shape over here. Just keep looking for the light shape. And I'm gonna see, oh, they see a little light shape on this. I'm going to see a little light shape of this object. And a little light shape on this side. That's good. And a little light shape over here. Like that. And every shape, it actually represents an observation, represent an idea. Okay, make that a little bit more clear. And I can make a little dot over here. You can see that little dot. Like that. I can make a little bit sharper. Have the edge a little bit darker. Like that. That's good. And I have that a little bit shape over here too. That's good. That's good. I'm going to make this a little bit more clear. It's seeing the object right at the front. Okay, this is good. Like that. And the bottom over here, I have a few light area, especially on this side, because the light going through, and this is the light landed on this side. That's the direction of those light lines. Okay, that's good. Like that. I'm going to do one more over here, like that, a shorter one. And the little one right in the middle over here. Okay, make sure that it's going right. If it doesn't go with the way you want it, it can come back with the charcoal. The charcoal draw the dark line, the eraser draw the light line. With the dark and light together, it create a drawing, an artwork. Okay. Now we're gonna come to draw the highest highlight. Where is it? Right here, from where I'm looking at, right over here. Wow. Okay, look at the angle. Okay, right here. That's good. And have a little big shape over here too. Oh, that's good. Have a little bit reflection. Like that. I'm going to have a little bit more clear at the top. Like that. Have a couple line over, a couple light like that. I'm gonna have a little reflection. Now it's called, we ignore the glass and then we put the glass back. Like that. Here we go. Now, and see through that on the other side. I'm gonna make this a little bit more clear. This is the object on the back. I can actually have a little bit more folding if I want to. And yeah, take a look there. Side here. Gonna have make a little bit more. And I'm going to make that a little bit softer, like that. It's pretty good. A little bit softer. And the light and the shadow that making the difference. And I'm going to also, if you'll make the outside a little bit different, like that. Here you go. It looks like a little bit lighter than the see-through object right in the middle. Okay, I'm going to soften that a little bit, like that. So with this drawing approach, you have to observe carefully. Okay, you can't just think about it once and try to comprehend all the details, and that's just difficult to do. I'm going to make this a little bit lighter over here, some reflection to catch the shadow. Okay, make a little bit softer, like that. I'm going to make this a little bit lighter in the front, a little bit lighter, so make that catch the shadow of the translucent, catch the shadow of the glass a little bit more clear. And I'm going to have this come out a little bit because this is blocking the light. Here you go. I'm sure you're gonna have a great fun when you're drawing this glass object. I can make this a little bit darker. Catch the shadow. Leave this light line. And also here. That's good. Like that. And that's the end of this drawing.